The Steam Frame announcement left a lot of questions without a lot of answers, but as of recently, Valve has released the official Steamworks documentation for the Steam Frame. This includes a couple of very interesting aspects about how the headset actually works, and some features not mentioned anywhere else to my knowledge. So without wasting any more time, let's get over just what's included in these documentations. Starting off, we know how you'll actually go about pairing and setting up your Steam Frame and the dongle for usage on an external PC. Plugging in the dongle to a USB port, which can be a USB 2 by the way, it doesn't need to be a 3.0, but Valve does recommend that you use a 3 for the best experience. But once you plug it in, launch SteamVR and you'll get a prompt to install the Steam Frame dongle driver. After installation, you'll get a prompt to pair your Steam Frame via a pairing code, very similar to Steam's Remote Play. Once you've paired your Steam Frame, you can open the in-headset quick settings and toggle on your external PC for streaming. And just like that, you'll be able to goon all you want in VR chat with eye tracking. Something really awesome mentioned here is that you can actually have it so your frame will automatically connect to your PC just by turning on SteamVR on the host PC. Which I assume means you'll be able to jump into VR just as easily as you can with an index. No connect to PC button necessary after initial setup. Open SteamVR, throw on your headset, and play. Valve has made it clear that one of their goals is to reduce the friction it takes to get into VR, and the software is just as important as the hardware. So by making this a seamless, easy experience that doesn't require opening something on the frame and clicking connect every time, you should hopefully get what feels like a native PC VR experience, just wirelessly. That's pretty awesome, and I'm pretty hopeful it works as it seems. Moving along though, the Steam Frame controllers actually have full Valve Index style finger tracking. I previously thought the headset had 5-finger presence with no ability to do the slight finger curls, but as you can tell by this video, uploaded by the creator of Climby, Brian Lindenhoff, he's testing out the Steam Frame and you can see those beautiful, lovely finger curls have returned. Honestly, I didn't think the lack of curls was a big deal at all, but seeing that not even be a compromise anymore is certainly a shocking, awesome sight to behold for me. This info might have already been known, but for me, it wasn't, so I still feel it's worth mentioning in this video, since it's been a bit unclear for the time since its announcement. Next up, you sort of don't need controllers to navigate the SteamVR dashboard. If there are no controllers connected, similar to how you can use the pass-through button on the index to make selections using just the headset, you can do the same on the Steam Frame, using the aux button, which is just above the power button on the headset itself. This is useful for pairing new controllers if yours go missing or break or something, but it's also great for VR racing sim users who just want to use the headset, or people who are using OpenSpace Calibrator to use different controllers entirely. It removes the need for frame controllers for times when you may not want to use them, which, going back to that mention before of reducing friction to get in and out of VR, this is perfect for that. This also means those base station enthusiasts can still use the headset as a nice wireless upgrade that doesn't require connecting via something like piece of shit Airlink that works 40% of the time. Although base stations are still definitely being phased out generally, you can still at least use them via third-party tools. Next up is how compatibility will work by default. Right now, you could probably guess that when a game doesn't have Steam Frame support or Index support, the controllers will essentially function as Oculus Touch controllers. But wait a damn second, there's a lot more buttons and a D-pad now. So how does it automatically translate it if the buttons vary so much? Well, fairly simply. On the left controller, the top 3 D-pad keys are all set to be Y, while the down button on the D-pad is set to be X. And over on the right controller, B is binded to be Y, X, and B on the face buttons, while A functions as A. This is actually a pretty good solution that I imagine in practice feels like how you'd expect it to when coming from an Oculus Quest controller. I originally misunderstood this wording to mean bindings looked like this, so I'm glad this isn't how it actually is, or I probably would have killed myself. Another thing, let's talk a little bit about performance. You can sideload APKs to the headset, and hopefully most VR devs port their games to the frame for standalone play, as the performance on the headset itself when using x86 builds of games is Well, frankly, it doesn't look so great. If a game is an x86 exclusive, you're probably better off just playing it on an external PC or waiting for an APK version to release, if one releases. The compatibility layer used to run x86 games probably works a lot better for non-VR games and probably will be a lot better by launch and in the future. Here you can see the x86 version of Climby running though as a current example, and well, honestly, it doesn't look great at all. This game isn't exactly full of things either. I can't imagine this title is particularly demanding. So if the frame is struggling with this, then definitely don't expect to play something like Half-Life Alyx on it without a native port. Good news is that a lot of games already have work done to get them running on Quest, which in turn means some ports to the frame should be a much simpler process for those games, as they already have Android builds. If they don't already have APKs made though, it's definitely a much bigger ask for the developer to make a Steam Frame edition, and they realistically probably won't if they didn't already port to Quest. Although, compared to the Quest 3 in terms of performance, the new chip means native games should perform better on the frame. That plus foveated rendering can give the frame a big performance boost in comparison, which is really exciting for standalone users, which there are a lot of you. The final thing worth mentioning today is what games engines will get OpenXR game integration. The answer is all of them. Unity, Unreal, and Godot all have support, but even beyond that, there's documentation for setting things up on a custom engine as well. All in all, after seeing all of this awesome new info regarding the frame, I'm personally a lot more excited for it than I was before, although there are still a couple of things I have some reservations about. If you're curious what those are, check out my last Steam Frame video where I talk about some of my worries, and it's mainly a first impressions video to the headset, so do keep that in mind while watching. To sum it up though, as of right now, I'm essentially worried about that cost. Considering we have a built-in chip, this thing might be pretty expensive, but if it can manage at least $600, $700, I think we'll be good to go. If you have a Quest headset and maybe don't plan on buying a frame and are interested in getting some games, you can get the entire Quest store for 10% off using the link in the description. It's the best way to support the channel if you want to see me do more videos in the future. With all of that out of the way, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, fat bitches!